When we break down a matchup between Nabil Anan and Rambo Lake, what makes it so compelling is that it's a pure clash of archetypes in Muay Thai. Length and precision versus pressure and attrition. Nabil is one of the most physically unique fighters in his division. Tall, extremely lanky for the weight class, and technically composed. He fights like a range specialist. From the opening bell, his objective is clear. Establish distance immediately. He used his teep like a jab, not just as a scoring weapon, but as a tool to dictate tempo. He stabs the body, pushes opponent off balance, and resets exchanges before they even begin. Once he finds rhythm, he layers in long round kicks to the body and arms, forcing opponents to either show up or overcommit. What stands out in his past fight is how calm he stays under initial pressure. Nabil prefers clean shots, visible scoring strikes rather than messy flurries. When he fought Nico Carrillo, he managed to knock down Carrillo with a straight 1-2. When opponents try to blitz in, he often intercepts with straight knees or frames off into elbows. Nabil's knees are crazy overpowered because of his height. His clinch is not about grinding dominance, it's about sharp damage and control before disengaging back to long range. However, there's a pattern. When opponents are willing to absorb his early shots and continue marching forward with no hesitation, he can be forced into longer exchanges than he prefers. Under sustained pressure, his stance can narrow and he sometimes give up ground in the straight line instead of angling out, like when he fought Super Lake, when Super Lake was able to corner him and he got pressured and he got knocked down. On the other side, Rambo Lake represents the classic forward pressure Muay Thai engine. He doesn't come to outpoint you from distance. He comes to make you uncomfortable every second of every round. His game starts with forward movement. Even if he's getting teep or kick early, he's reading timing and slowly closing the gap. One of his biggest weapons is the low kick. He doesn't just throw it randomly, he uses it to break rhythm and attack the base. Against taller fighters especially, that becomes crucial. Chopping the lead leg, slowing the movement, and suddenly that long range advantage shrinks. Rambo Lake also does excellent work blending punches and kicks together. He fires short boxing combinations to draw the high guard, then slam the low kick or dig into the body. In his past fight with Dyakayev, you can see he's willing to trade punches. He thrives in chaos, and when he exchanges, things get very scrappy. Stylistically, this fight becomes a battleground of geography inside the ring. If the fight takes place at long range, it favors Nabil. If it happens in mid to close range with constant exchanges, it leans towards Rambo Lake. The early rounds are especially important. Nabil typically starts fast in terms of scoring sharp teeps, clean body kicks, and visible impact. Judges notice that, but Rambo Lake style often builds momentum. As the round progresses, the cumulative effect of pressure and leg kicks can shift optics and damage. Another key factor is ring cutting. It's not enough for Rambo Lake to walk forward. He has to angle out and trap Nabil near the rope. If he follows in straight line, he'll get teep and turn repeatedly. Conversely, Nabil cannot afford to retreat without lateral exits. If he back up in straight line, Rambo Lake punch and kicking combinations will start landing with more authority. Cardio and composure will also play a major role. Nabil's style demands focus, distance management, timing, reading entries. That's mentally taxing when someone is constantly pressuring you. Rambo Lake style demands physical endurance, which he's very superior, as we can see in his past fight. Non-stop forward motion, absorbing counters, throwing with intent. If the pace stays high, whoever controls breathing and rhythm better could edge the later round. There's also the psychological layer. Pressure fighters often test whether a technical striker will break under fire. If Nabil remains composed and continues scoring cleanly without getting dragged into unnecessary brawls, he's likely to accumulate points. If Rambo Lake disrupts that composure and force extended exchange, the momentum can visibly swing. Ultimately, this matchup isn't about who's more skilled overall. It's about whose world will the fight takes place in. In a technical long-range battle defined by teeps and body kicks, Nabil has the advantage. In a grinding forward marching war defined by low kicks, clinch pressure, and pocket exchanges, Rambo Lake styles become increasingly dangerous. That tension, control versus chaos, is what makes the fight so fascinating.